Thank you very much. First of all, I said my thanks go to the organization for the opportunity to address you today. It is appreciated. We formed our organization to stand up for patients, to fight for their rights, to advocate for the medications they need and deserve, and to tell the truth about health care. We are here, patients are here, and they understand what's at stake today. If there's one thing patients understand, it is a threat to their health and well-being. They know the application of value frameworks, complicated formularies, and detailed mathematics aren't intended to increase their access to the medications they need and deserve. And compelling studies are now coming to light that perhaps tens of thousands of multiple myeloma patients will not be receiving the medications or treatments if these value frameworks go forward. This data must be taken seriously here today. Of course, the cost of healthcare is a concern. Of course it is. And data shows that we as a nation spend more than twice as much on hospitalization costs and more than twice as much on physician costs as we do on the cost of medicines, and yet patients are compelled to put more out of pocket for their medicines than either of the other costs. Does ICER today present a value framework to bring that imbalance more into common sense? No. Does ICER present a value framework that can find a more creative and responsible way for more medications and more access for patients who need and deserve them? No. ICER has one remedy: a cap on treatments and a ceiling on the medicines that ultimately patients need and deserve. Has this think tank stopped thinking? Or could it be more, as I'm concerned, more concerned with politicking? Not 2 weeks ago, Sarah Emund, I don't want to mispronounce her name, Sarah Emund, the chief operating officer of ICER said, and I want to quote, "If we pay for Hep C drugs, then we will have to lay off teachers and close schools. If we pay for Hep C drugs, we will have to lay off teachers and close schools." How dare any organization promote the idea that we as a society must choose between sick people and young people, or between education and innovation? In a generous conversation last week, Dr. Pearson, very generous with his time, described to me as a medical doctor, in his clinical opinion, if he were treating a patient and he were presented with two medications of equal efficacy for the patient, he told me that he would feel a moral obligation to prescribe the less expensive one, a moral obligation to the system and to the patient. Makes sense to me. But doctor, is the corollary of your analogy not also true? If in your medical opinion, a more expensive medication would provide more treatment to a patient, would you not feel a moral obligation to prescribe that one? I believe your value frameworks might stand in your way. As some of you know, our organization sponsors a patient in his endeavors. His name is Don Wright. Don is 75 years old. He has multiple myeloma. He has run 96 marathons, all of them with multiple myeloma. When he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, he was given an optimistic survival window of 3 to 5 years, and that was 13 years ago. I wish you could see the thousands of people that I have seen who have reached out to touch Don and who he has touched. You would realize he has a value that I don't think any framework can capture. Multiple myeloma that you seem to, I think, attack here today discriminates against the elderly, it discriminates against the African American population. I think you need diversity in your representation here today. ICER's value frameworks promote, I believe, the real possibility of the price controls on medicine, the treatment controls on patients that will follow, a diminishing of precision, personalized medicine would follow that, and then the diminishing of investment in innovation that would seriously follow that. I call on this organization to reconsider its current course, to examine the entire healthcare system holistically, to provide then complete clinical and economic research. I understand that ICER Next will provide and contemplate a value framework for, thank you, for non-small cell lung cancer. Look at this room, look at the patients, listen to what they're feeling, listen to what they're fighting. If you promote another value framework, the same for them, for that disease, for those patients, you needn't look for them. We and they will be right here. Thank you very much.